So you hit level 56 in Black Desert. Now what is there for you to do? What is BDO Endgame? This video series I will give my perspective on BDO Endgame, and in this video I will discuss the aspect of grinding past level 56, obtaining great gear, and the marketplace. The objective of most games is to have fun, so ask yourself, what do you like having fun at in an MMO genre? In BDO, you have a lot of things that you can do, and most grant experience for the skill that you are using and raw leveling experience. You can AFK fish, become a horse breeder, buy, sell, and train workers for your node empire, quest to get more contribution, or CP, explore the vast lands and sea, grind mobs to get loot and gain combat experience and also level up in the process, craft weapons, armor, tools, furniture, and many more items for yourself or the marketplace, become a cook, gather rare materials, enchant gear for yourself or sell it to the market, and many, many more avenues of adventuring and profit seeking. Let me talk to you about grinding though. Unlike other MMOs, for instance, like World of Warcraft, where you reach max level and partner with random people in a guild, learn the mechanics of a raid boss or bosses to beat them in scripted fights within controlled environments, a cycle that repeats itself either with the same bosses or the same bosses on different difficulties, or new bosses if the gear is better than your current gear. That's all World of Warcraft really is. BDO is similar in that you still grind non-player characters to level up, but it is much harder to reach higher than the soft cap. Despite what people say, level 56 is the soft cap, and this is where the BDO endgame begins. At level 55, it takes 8.4 million EXP to level. At 56, 21 million EXP, or 2.5 times more. At 57, 52.5 million EXP, or 2.5 times more. At 58, 105 million EXP, or again 2 times more. At 59, 210.2 EXP, or 2 times more. At 60, 630 million EXP, or 3 times more. At 61, 1.2 billion, or 2 times more. You get the point. As an example, to go from level 61 to 62, in Korea, it took a guy apparently 6 months. Pirates is located at the Kuwait Islands. If I back out of it, you'll see it's in the northwest part of the world itself. So typically what you do is you buy a boat from here, from Port Etheria, which is northwest of Calphion, and then you just simply sail up. None of this stuff will be explored in your map, so you're gonna have to explore these nodes, and there's a node map I've included in the description which can help you find all these other nodes if you need to find them out. And then what you can do is, if you're really ambitious, is you can try to use your contribution to connect these nodes and connect them all the way to Pirates. Now Pirates is going to drop a lot of coins, which is good for traders, for people that are Master 2 traders. You can make very good money at Pirate Island. But this is really the best grinding spot for lower level AP people like myself to grind pirates until you get your gear up to grind better mobs out in the east part of Valencia, or in this big zone over here, which I have not discovered quite yet. Personally, when I grinded my witch from 56 to 57, it took me about 2 days at Pirates. And here's some examples about grinding Pirates. From level 55 to 56, takes about less than 25,000 pirates. From 56 to 57, around 70,000 pirates, or around 75 hours if you kill a pirate every 3 seconds. From 57 to 58, around 180 to 200,000 pirates, or around 150 hours if you kill a pirate every 3 seconds. From 58 to 59, around 500,000 pirates, or around 320 hours to kill a pirate every 3 seconds. So the better question to ask yourself, is the endgame of BDO a super Korean grind fest? The answer could be yes. if you're thinking the end game is to try to get to level 61. However, my perspective on leveling once you get to 56 is more of a passive one. It is the byproduct of doing many other activities in the game, and is not the primary function of the game itself. Endgame for me is more focused around getting gear, like most MMOs, and not leveling. Gear, your AP and DP, and awakening attack power are more important in my opinion. The thing is in BDO, if you want to keep playing, if leveling is your main objective, then they made it very grindy and hard to do so. Comparing, for instance, this game to World of Warcraft, where you grind up artifact power through daily quests and killing low-level mobs. Since I believe Endgame is about getting better gear for your character, in the description I've included some sources. And a part of this is this picture from the Black Desert Bible on a gear chart. The best gear in the game drops from bosses. Bosses randomly spawn approximately every 8 hours. Boss gear drops for the top 20 DPS players and 20 random players that have tagged the boss. So even low-level characters can get loot. As I spoke about in my power leveling video, Grunel's is a really easy, great set for most characters because it has good AP set bonus and a lot of gem slots. Most people then go for Lavertos for their primary weapon if they can't get the boss gear, Kazarkas. And their secondary weapon depends on their class, and your awakening weapon is given to you after you complete your awakening quest, and this can be improved upon by making it an ultimate weapon. So now we know Endgame is about getting better gear for your character. The next major aspect of the game, beyond just grinding, is how to obtain that gear. And one way to obtain it is through the marketplace. Similar to other MMOs like Elder Scrolls Online, you can obtain the best gear in the game through the marketplace. Unlike WoW, where it's bind on pickup through a raid boss drop. So this game is more solo friendly in that regard. Silver is the primary currency, and there's many ways to obtain silver. Better gear, while you can obtain it through the marketplace, can be unenchanted, but it has more gem slots and better set bonuses. We're going to talk a little bit about the marketplace and about how there's a 15% tax relative to if you push the same item back over purchasing the item. We're talking about having the value pack for starters. The value pack costs 1,500 pearls, or roughly $15 US currency. So this is sort of the hidden subscription fee that is in BDO, because I think it's a necessity to have the value pack. It gives you a lot of added bonuses, a lot of conveniences. But one major aspect is that it gives you the resale value from the marketplace. And what I mean is that you collect 30% more off your marketplace sales after the tax that's applied to that particular item. For instance, I put up a ancient shard here for almost 700,000 silver, $699, $999. I have an amount of my storage that I had before and an amount of storage I have after. But I was able to track how much silver changed after I collected the amount from the sale. So I collected around 591,500 silver. Then I can say, okay, what was the amount I put up for sale, which was $699, $999, minus the amount I collected, $591, $500, and I get the amount that was taxed, which is $108,499. So I lost 15.5%. So because I didn't collect the entire amount, I put it up for sale, right? So I lost 15%. That's the slippage, if you want to call it, that I lost in the sale. The amount it said I collected was $455,000. This does not include the value pack. The actual amount I received was $591,500, like I described above, based on the storage differences. So I collected 30% more, which is what the value pack actually says I did. So I collected another 136,000 silver out of that. So if you're going to play the game a lot, the moral of the story is you want to have this value pack. But another thing is you want to know is that whenever you're putting stuff, the marketplace is a great tool to make money on. But as we're going to talk about in the next video series, it's important to have the value pack to increase the margin on your sales when you're actually producing manufactured goods. So this is a really important aspect. And what it says is, if I take my item, I buy that, say I can buy my Kazarka short sword, buy my plus 15 Grunels, and I resell that same item for the same exact price, I will lose 15.5% on that sale. So it's not a zero-sum game where you can just buy and sell and swap armor off the marketplace. There is a tax to it. And one person asked, like, why does this tax exist? The tax exists because if you didn't have this tax, there would be crazy inflation, because silver just drops out of the sky when you kill a mob, right? So after you obtain your gear, either through a random boss drop or the marketplace, the base gear itself isn't good enough and must go through the enchanting system, or the enchanting process that the game has. You can either enchant an item up to +5 without losing any item durability, but higher end items are going to be difficult to obtain, and it's not practical really to replace that missing durability, because you're going to have to use these things called memory fragments, which cost around 750,000 silver. Depending on the rarity of your endgame gear, those memory fragments will restore 2 max durability if you have blue gear, or 1 if you have yellow boss gear. To really restore this, you're going to have to spend pearls in the pearl shop to get this thing called Artisan's Memory, to increase this by a factor of 3, or triple the amount to restore or save silver on memory fragments. This is why some people actually choose the Laverdos over, say, the boss gear, because it's a blue, and you're going to restore 6 max durability with the Artisan's Memory instead of just 3, or double compared to restoring the boss gear. So endgame is semi pay to win by the enchanting of higher level gear. So now you know you need enchanted gear, and there's a cost to enchanting gear by losing max item durability. So then comes a question, should you forego the RNG headache that is enchanting gear, or should you just buy it right off the marketplace? And in my opinion, the marketplace, in most respects, is fair valued when it comes to endgame gear. While the best gear is very expensive, and for good reason, as I've described before, based on the Artisan's Memory, my overall recommendation is to buy the better gear off the marketplace. Also, swapping your older gear already at maximum durability, because you didn't enchant it, for the same higher level enchanted gear is a great idea. You always want to wait until you have the money so you can sell your old gear, because you're going to lose the 15% by trading that gear in. And also, prices on this higher level gear, it may fluctuate. When you enchant, you're relying on luck. Now, in my opinion, there's no such thing as luck, because over a large enough sample size, you're going to have lucky streaks and cold streaks. When you buy on the market, you're taking advantage of those players who have already gotten lucky. High level enchanting is also going to require crown stones to protect your gear from not only losing durability, but also falling down levels from, say, duo to pry, for example. Another player recommended that you can enchant other types of gear that's not for your character to profit. So that's not a bad idea either. While you rely on luck to get good RNG for enchanting, obtaining silver just to buy the gear doesn't really require any luck at all if you think about it. You can also sell those black stones minus the 15% cover costs, if you think about it, from straight selling them if you're not going to use them, which is basically covering the cost of pain of keeping those fail stacks on your main character or your alt character as well, because that capital is essentially tied up, right? Because you won't have the silver, which you can buy for anything, even furniture for your house. There are a few examples where you might consider going through the pain of enchanting your own gear, but you're going to need to have alts to have the fail stacks when your stacks are high enough. And real life cash flow is going to have to pay for that Artisan's Memory, and you're also going to have the Zen-like patience when inevitably you get a cold streak and you build these fail stacks like I did up to +40. One example, and the most basic one, of the reason why you enchant over buying it over the marketplace is you just simply can't afford the item or the gear to begin with. Since you can't afford the 400 million try Kazarka short sword, you settle for the 90 million silver regular Kazarka sword and just try to enchant it yourself. Or you have the fail stacks already and you can attempt to make that high level enchantment yourself. The last example is the gear is easy to repair like Grunels, where there's often a decent supply in the market because it can be mass produced by armor smiths. Also, Grunels can be picked up by grinding Sawsons. I recommend just getting Grunel's gear to plus 15 before moving on to boss gear in my opinion, or that prior try gear. I hope this video helped clarify some aspects of beginner's endgame in Black Desert. Stay tuned for more videos in this series, as next we will continue to look at and profit from the marketplace by using the contribution point system and automation by manufacturing goods for profit to ultimately achieve endgame gear. This is Azbolg, thanks for watching him, and I'll see you in the next video in this series.